board, yes, there are a bunch of pictures of a bunch of the different activities that we get to do at 5th grade camp. They're gonna keep on playing, you're gonna keep on watching, but really, your attention's gonna be on me because I'm gonna answer probably a lot of the questions that you have about camp today. So, some of you have many siblings who have maybe gone to 5th grade camp and have a little bit more of a background knowledge about 5th grade camp and what that is. And some of you are like, what is 5th grade camp? So, as 5th graders at Sacajawea Elementary, we get to go up to a camp called Tall Timber Ranch, which is just north of Leavenworth. It's a very long drive. We take a buses, I should say, multiple buses, and we get to go for an entire week, Monday through Friday. So that means it's overnight on all of the things. We stay in cabins. Boys stay with boys, girls with girls. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you right here. Listen, I'm glad you're excited. We're gonna save all questions and comments until the end. Okay, until the end of what we're discussing, okay? So a little bit later you'll get questions answered, okay? Right now, we're gonna wait and listen to Mrs. Doyle and myself talk about camp, okay?
So in your cabins, you'll have anywhere from 8 to 12 or more, but about 8 to 12 5th graders. Thank you. 8 to 12 5th graders that are gonna be in your cabin. In your cabin will also be anywhere from 3 to possibly even more, depending on the size of your cabin, adults and volunteers. We get to do many different activities while we are at camp. While we're at camp, we have classes still just like normal, but our classes are a little bit different. You'll have 4 classes. They are archery. I know. Survival. Okay, guys. We're really excited.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that you're showing respectful behavior right now as we're talking, please. Again,
Also, we are recording this right now to go out to your parents. Okay, so they will also be getting the same information that you are getting right now. Okay, so archery, survival, nature studies, and orienteering. Now, what is orienteering? Orienteering is where you'll get to use a compass, learn how to use it, and then learn about pacing and all of that. Okay, there's archery. All right, so we also have specials while we are at camp. And our specials, again, are just a little bit different than normal school, okay? Instead of coming to library, you might be going to things like arts and crafts. You might be going to things like gold panning. You might get to go hiking. You will get to do things like giant swing and zip line. Okay, 5th graders, we're going to ask to keep our celebrations down a moment, okay? Rock wall with these, there's also a rock wall at camp. There is, I hit most of them, wacky games.
Wacky games.
And I heard a few, I want to point out something. I heard someone, I don't want to be, I'm staying on the ground. We are never going to make you do something you are uncomfortable with, okay? So if you are someone who is afraid of those high heights and all of that, we are not going to make you do giant swing. We are not going to make you do that. Might you have that special and be there as someone to help encourage the others who are maybe nervous and trying it? Yes. But we are not going to make you go up. Okay. The bus ride. The bus ride is a very long bus ride. Okay. Why are we celebrating bus ride? Okay. don't know, what is it, 3.5?
3.5, 4 hours.
About 3.5 hours. Now, during the bus ride, we do allow you, we'll tell you which bus to sit on, and there's a reason behind that. We have to know where each and every one of you are. Thank you. However, we don't, unless we have to, assign you seats on that bus. Notice I said unless we have to. Why might be some of the reasons we have to assign people a bus?
Let's see. So maybe you're not being respectful. Maybe you're not being responsible.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not following the directions of an adult that's asked you to do something. Those are a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who already ride the bus on a day-to-day basis, you know what makes you have an assigned seat.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same thing with us. We do allow you to use electronics on the bus. However, before you celebrate, however, they are for you and you only. So if I have a video that I have downloaded, by the way, there's not cell service at camp. There is not even cell service on most of the drive. So for the technology end of it, you're downloading something beforehand if you're gonna do it, okay? Now, what I mean when I say if it's for you and you only, you're not going to someone sitting next to you and allowing them to watch that movie or whatever it is. Because your parents may have said that you can watch that, but maybe not theirs, okay?
And we are very strict on that rule. So your device, whatever you bring, that is just for you at all times. At all times. So if you bring a cell phone, remember save questions to the end. I want to remind you that you're not going to have cell service, so you can't call anybody, right?
Yep.
There's not a plug that you can plug in your cell phone to charge it. Most people, when they bring a cell phone, they use it for the ride up and the ride back. Some of you can use your cell phone to take maybe some pictures while you're at camp. We have rules about where pictures can and can't be taken. Never in a cabin, okay? Only while we're out somewhere in the camp, okay? So that's something to consider. Yes, you can bring handheld things, but I want to warn you that they kind of, they're at your own risk to bring that stuff. So if something happens to your phone, or if you were to be somebody who brings a switch. Yeah, aging us. If you were to bring a switch and something happens, we're not responsible for that, okay? If it gets damaged, we can't help you with that. So you have to really think, is it worth bringing that for a couple of hours, okay? We're gonna take all questions at the end.
All questions at the end, so hands down for now.
Hands down.
On that note too, as you get off the bus, we do collect the things that are not cell phones. So those switches that you might bring, or tablets that you might bring, or fill in the blank of what electronic you might bring, we lock them up for the week, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the one little thing we will not take, as Mr. Newby said, are those cell phones. And that is because for a lot of us, we understand that that is your way of taking pictures while you're at camp, okay?
The other side of that, if you want to bring a camera, you can do that. But if you choose to use the cell phone in a way that isn't for taking pictures or isn't appropriate, we will take that from you and lock that up as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're
I have one.
Or if you're playing a game on your phone when we already said, no, you're only using this as a camera while we're here, we take it away, okay?
You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that we have, what's really cool, is we have a big room where we get to go eat our meals. So let me tell you, I've been there. This is some really good food. So you'll get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in this great big room where we all get to sit family style and eat. And so your meals are going to be taken care of while you're there. And if you have dietary restrictions or issues, we can accommodate that. So everybody has some really great choices every day. So there will always be a salad bar option, and we do some really good food. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because I want you to be surprised when you get there. But there's some good food.
Way better than the school cafeterias.
Another awesome and fun thing we get to do is every night we get to sit around a campfire and we get to see some cool skits and sing some songs, play some kind of games, and have some fun. So we do get to do campfire every night, which is also another really fun thing that I enjoy a lot when I go to camp.
No. Great question. No, we do not roast marshmallows because we do not trust 80+ fifth graders around a fire roasting marshmallows. Sorry.
No flaming sticks, sorry.
We do, however, provide another type of treat during campfire. I'll just say that. But it does not include flaming sugar. Okay. In those cabins, you will, later in the year, usually around spring break-ish, you will get a card that each and every one of you will fill out. On that card, you are going to write, like, who are 5 people, remembering that girls stay with girls and boys stay with boys, 5 people who you would like to have in your cabin. Now, we do not guarantee that you get all of those 5. We guarantee at least 1. Imagine having a big jigsaw puzzle where we are trying to make everyone line up and have at least one person that they want in their cabin, okay? Now, keeping in mind too, we might see some people and go, I don't know if they're a good fit together, okay? In that time on that card, you'll also get the and those 5 people you write down aren't just in your classroom. They could be anyone in 5th grade, okay, between the 3 classes. On that card too, you'll get to write down any specials you'd like to avoid. Now, if you're someone who's not artsy, that does not mean you write down arts and crafts. What we're looking for is we're trying to honor the people who maybe have some of those real, what am I trying to say?
Phobias.
Don't like phobias around
Severe
heights.
phobias.
Yeah, severe phobias around heights. Okay? We will try to honor that as much as we can. Now again, remembering you might still have that special. We're not gonna make you do it. But can you be someone who's respectful to the people who are doing it and cheering them on, because just about everyone during that time is nervous, okay?
Also later on, you're gonna get a list of things that you can bring to camp. So there will be the obvious things, clothes. You can bring a sleeping bag. If you're not a sleeping bag person, you can bring blankets, a pillow. So there are bunk beds that you'll be sleeping on. You'll also need to pack things that you would use. David, you'll also need to pack things that you use every day. Toothbrush, deodorant, shampoo, soap. Yeah, there are showers, but don't worry, the showers and the bathrooms are private, so it's not, it's all to yourself, you don't have to worry about sharing. You also will pack some very important things. Number 1 thing I can tell you that I think is super important to bring, bug spray. You want that all over you because there are mosquitoes, my friends. So pack lots and lots of bug spray and I'll wait till you're ready. And lots of sunscreen. Okay? Yeah, and we'll give you a whole list of all the things that you'll need to pack, and so
And
you want to
also
make sure
on
you
that
do that.
list will be the things you cannot bring, okay? We'll tell you what later, okay? But there's a big long list.
Okay, we're gonna open it up to questions. Please listen to the questions that people are asking, because we don't want to answer it twice, right? So listen very carefully to other people. Be respectful listeners right now. Let's keep our voices off. Logan.
So me and my mom were looking this up in the website. I am curious, is this place Christian? Because it did mention a couple of things in the description of the place in the website.
So the camp itself, yes. However, while we are there, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's used for other activities during other times of the year that are related to that, but that has nothing to do with what we're
us.
doing there. It's strictly
No.
school
Okay.
business while we're there.
Yep.
Okay, Cora.
Like, when are you gonna give out like the form that you were talking about?
Closer towards, so the card that you fill out about who you want in your bunk and all that, and the list will come out closer towards spring break. Gavin.
A couple questions. So is it okay if we bring like accessories, like things we can play, like a card, like a deck of cards?
Imagine playing a deck of cards on a bus, moving bus where there's bumps.
No, I'm not
He
talking
means
about
in the cabin.
Oh, in the cabin? No, probably not. There is not much time where you are actually in your cabin,
And
besides to sleep.
and when you are, you have counselors or volunteers will be in the room. They'll have things for you to do.
Okay, and also, so I think that ends my other question, but just in case, is there like any free time besides like when we're not doing activity where we can like play tag or?
There is a little bit of outdoor free time. Usually it's somewhat structured. Like usually we do football or we'll play fly up or there'll be frisbee or other activities. But yeah.
Okay, that was me.
Okay, let's go with David.
I can't sleep without my giant squishmallow. Well, it's not really giant. I just can't sleep without it.
So everything you bring, thank you for bringing that up. Everything you pack must fit in the size of what we call like an overhead suitcase. Okay? However, so that's all of your clothes, that's your towels, that's the soap, the deodorant, all of that. Then, hold on, I'm gonna answer in a minute. Then, you'll have, some people choose to bring a sleeping bag. Some people, like myself included, sometimes I get too hot sleeping in June in the sleeping bag, so I bring like sheets and a blanket. That can go in its own separate bag. You can also bring a pillow with you on the bus. Now, however, it's not like the giant squishmallows. It's not like a body-sized pillow. It's your standard size pillow. So last year we had a couple students ask, well, what if I don't sleep with a normal pillow? I sleep with like my squishmallow pillow instead. That's fine, as long as, again, it's like that normal size pillow size.
Yeah.
All right, Hannah.
What's the weather gonna be like?
I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell you. If it were up to me, it would be like 70 the entire week and sunshine and maybe a little over cloud.
Last year it varied. It got from warm to really hot some days.
It
So
rained?
It rained. It could be a little bit of everything. We're not quite sure. So maybe when we get closer up, we can answer that question for you when we get closer to the trip. Let's see. Gage.
So I have a question about the electronics, like my watch. It has a magnet charger. Will there be plugs at the?
Nope, no plug.
You're gonna have to live without your electronics for a week, guys.
You can't do it.
Gonna have to travel all the way back to the early 1990s. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll come back if you remember.
Ash.
Can I bring my 3DS for cameras?
If you're using it for a camera, that's fine. But again, if it does anything else, it'll be locked up when we get there.
And then remember, you don't get to take pictures the rest of the week.
Yeah. You want to call in some kiddos from your room, maybe?
Sure. Shelby.
I know some kids don't go because maybe their parents don't let them. What will they do at class?
Great question. So what happens while we're gone is we do have a sub that will be here for all of the 5th grade. So regardless of what class you're in, whether you're in Mr. Ryder's, Mr. Moody's, or myself, you'll all join together in one of the classrooms. We'll have different activities for
You'll
you guys
continue to do regular schoolwork, regular specials, all that will continue.
Yep.
All right, Sophia.
Are you like the best with your parents and stuff?
No, there's no cell service. No Wi-Fi.
No way to do that.
No nothing.
Yeah. So you gotta be strong. If you're somebody who maybe hasn't spent the night away from your parents before, that's something you definitely want to talk about with your parents. And I'll tell you that it could be a little nerve-wracking the first night or so, but I guarantee you once you get settled, you have a blast. Cash. I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
No. Can't bring a
Fishing
fishing
pole.
pole.
No, sorry.
Please.
Isla.
Can you bring like multiple shoes, like 2 pairs?
Please do.
Okay. And
Yep.
will
Yep.
there be locks on the bathrooms?
Yeah.
Yes, they're individual stalls. The showers.
I thought it was just like the showers are
Guys.
The showers are an individual stall too.
Wait.
Okay. Most cabins have their own bathroom and shower, and it's its own separate thing. They all do, except for that you, yeah.
Okay, Logan.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
So, if I know this, there will probably be there, but are blankets and pillows already on the blankets?
Nope, all you get is a mattress.
And then also,
Okay. Right here.
David, can your parents drive you there?
Can your parents drive you there?
We have had that happen in the past, but it's one of those things, so we leave this parking lot bright and early Monday morning. Like 7:30, I think is, we ask you guys to be here at 7, we leave at 7:30. But in that half hour, and it's super quick, we're also packing the bus with all of your stuff. We're getting you on. We're making each and every one of you use the restroom before we leave, even if you don't think you need to go, and here's why. We only have one pit stop that we take along the ride. We're on school buses, they don't have potties. And our drive is very much kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
We can't stop. Okay, so
So we make one stop at a rest stop. It's not a gas station, it's a rest stop. So it's just bathrooms there. We use the restroom, we get back on the bus, and we head for the other 2 hours or whatever it takes for us to get there. All right, Julian.
Can I, if I had to, how do I say this? If the parents could take me, do you have to, go, do you have to, follow the bus, or, can you do other stuff before you?
They would probably have to follow the bus because it is kind of a tricky route to get to the camp.
and it would be once we get there, we eat lunch really quickly, and we're on to starting our fun day. So then you would miss out.
Another thing we wanted to talk about, there is one day, usually it's the Thursday that we're up there. Parents do get to, if they want to take the time to drive up to camp, they do get to drive up and visit you at camp and see what your classes are like. They don't get to go in your cabins or anything, but they do get to come up for a few hours, hang out with you, see what you do, and then maybe you guys can spend some time together. And then they head back. They don't get to stay the night or anything, but they can come up for a couple hours and visit. So there is a parent visit day if they want to come visit. Brielle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a strict schedule we go by.
Yep. There's a get up, get ready, get out, and start your classes kind of a day. Everything's on a schedule, and
We're not telling you times right now.
David. So you'll get to see that schedule in the future to give you an idea. But yes, there is a scheduled time for everything that we do. Absolutely.
Lachlan. Please do. Well,
Yeah.
the stuff.
But you have to be able to fit it
Fit
in that
it.
suitcase.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If you cannot fit it in the suitcase, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna ask if you've already asked one question to put your hand down, just because we have other people. We have other people that would like to try to get some questions in before the meeting's over. King. Did you forget?
We'll come back.
We'll come back to you. Isaac.
Oh, so why
not take pictures in the cabin?
Because everybody's entitled to privacy, right? Because you're sharing a room with 7 other people, and if somebody's changing their shirt or somebody's brushing their teeth and they don't want that picture, excuse me, Isaac. Yeah, so they don't want that picture, right? It's not a comfortable photo. I don't want, if I'm brushing my teeth, I don't want your family having a photo of that, right? Have a seat right there, sir. Okay, so it's all about privacy and safety. Right there. Yes.
So what if we don't eat breakfast when we're going on the bus? Are we gonna stop and get food?
Nope. You got to eat your breakfast the morning that we leave, or you're going to be hungry until lunch.
And it's a late lunch that first day. Sebastian.
Is there gonna be teachers in the cabin or not?
There will be, yes, so there will either be teachers in the cabins, there will be adult volunteers in the cabins. We have some volunteers of our camp system who have been doing it longer than you are alive. Okay? We do take some high school volunteers. Each and any volunteer that we have for camp, any counselor we have for camp, does the same RSD volunteer form like any other adult in this building.
And most of them have been to camp, they went to this camp already, so they've already had that exposure. They already know what you're going to be going through. So,
Yep.
I want to talk about real quick before we move on into any more questions. Can anybody go to camp?
What do you think, Mr. Newbie?
So here's the deal. Anybody's allowed to go to camp as long as you earn that right. So you gotta be following the 3 R's to go to camp, right? Gotta be respectful, responsible, resourceful, right? We're not gonna take somebody to camp who's maybe, I don't know, fighting on the playground. Our trip to camp has to be safe. So we're gonna ask that you have to show those safe behaviors in order to go to camp, okay? That's a really big important thing. I want you to really hear what I just said. Not everybody will be invited to camp if they can't show that safe behavior.
Miranda. Fantastic question that we are happy to answer. Question was, does it cost money? Well, yes and no. Yes, it does. It costs lots of money. However, through your guys' earnings of Jogathon, and then through state legislatures, we were able to make camp free for each and every one of you this year. So, yes, thank you for asking that question, Miranda. We are very happy to say, not for you. Okay. Brooks.
So, 2 questions. What is the changing room in the morning?
What is the what?
What's the what? You have bathrooms.
Yeah, you go in the bathroom, change your clothes.
You have bathrooms.
It's private. It's all private.
Okay. We can't answer questions until we get quiet. Shh. Brandon.
Wait. He asked, can your parents chaperone?
Oh, that's a good question. If your parents are someone who wanted to chaperone, they can talk to us.
Yeah.
Somebody
Somebody that helps out at camp.
Yeah.
They have to talk to the teachers and they have to go through us if that's something they would like to do.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Back to Brandon.
When you need your gold panning, do we get to keep the gold?
Yes, you do. Yes. You get to keep all the gold you find during gold panning. We give you little vials and you can put them in there and they are yours. You're not striking rich. But
Malia.
Do they do this at other schools?
ha, we're cool. No. Nope. Sacajawea and Jason Lee are the only 2 schools that in the whole Tri-Cities that do this. This is our 44th year. Okay?
And what's really cool is that when we're at the camp, we're the only school at that camp. We get the whole camp.
Let's go!
All right. let's do 2 more questions.
Gabby. Okay.
I'm a weird person. So, I can do like a 500 swing, but I can't go down a high mountain.
There, yeah. Okay, last one. Let's go. I feel like we haven't hit people in the back. Denny.
Okay. So, first, can we bring snacks on the bus?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Can we bring like a little carry-on bag on the bus?
You can bring a bag. Yeah, we're gonna give you little backpacks
Okay.
before we leave. They're like the string backpacks that we'll give each and every one of you before we leave. And yeah, you bring that with you on the bus, and that is all you can have as far as an additional bag on the bus.
Okay, if you have additional questions at this time, we're going to ask that you direct them to your classroom teacher. We can answer them. If Mr. Ryder has any questions, he knows he can ask us, or he can have you ask us. It's all good. We'll get your questions answered at some point, okay?
But not right now.
But right now we're done with questions.